You can start to rest the eyes as we start to go in to the body. And as we start to go into the body, we start to pay attention to what the little words, the whispers of what our body is trying to communicate to us. And sometimes we need direct attention and focus. So see if you can gently bring attention and focus to your feet. How are they feeling? Do they feel stiff, tense, heavy? Do they feel mobile, loose, tingly? How about your legs? From your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips. What about your belly? Are you tense in your belly? Does it feel solid like a rock? Or see if you can let it go. What about your shoulders, your chest? Does it feel like there's a lot of weight on your chest, your shoulders? What about your throat, your neck, your jaw, your tongue? How does it all feel in this area? Does it feel stagnant, like there's energy that's blocked, like there's a rock or something tight? Or do you feel the fluidness of energy through your throat, your tongue, your jaw? How about your eyes, your forehead, your eyebrows, the top of your head? What sensations do you notice up here? Can you notice the space around your head or your head in the space? How's your emotional well-being today? Your state of mind? Are you fantastic? Are you having a rough day? Are you numb? Whatever it is, notice what happens when you just take a moment to acknowledge and just accept that this temporary emotion is just temporary. And then without changing, just observing, notice your breath. Excuse me. Thank you. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Are you breathing through your chest, your belly? Just notice what your breath is telling you. And then we're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths together. So what this is, it's going to be a deep breath in from the nose, a hold at the top, and then an exhale out the mouth. The exhale can be an audible exhale. It can be a sigh, whatever feels comfortable for you. So whenever you're ready, go ahead, take that deep breath in from the nose. Hold it. And exhale it out. Take another deep breath in. Feel the belly rise. Hold. And let it go. This time I want you to see if you can feel the oxygen going up your nose, to the back of your throat, into your lungs. Take that deep breath in. Hold it. And give it your all out. If your body is craving another breath, go ahead, give yourself another breath. Notice the change in your body just by these 3 simple breaths. So I'm going to introduce to you a breath. It's called a ha breathing. And it's just a simple breath in from the nose, and kind of like you're fogging a mirror, you're going to say, the thing about the exhales is that it's going to be a controlled pace on the exhales. We're going to do variations of 4, and this technique is really supposed to ground you deep into your body, connect you with your energy. So go ahead, take that deep breath in and exhale out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. See if you can control the exhale slowly. Exhale. Shouldn't be anything forceful, just a balance of effort and ease. Take a deep breath in and exhale. We're going to take a break, a pause, and we're going to do 2 more sets of 4. Just notice the sensations that you feel in your body. Go ahead, take a deep breath in and exhale the ha. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do one more round. So go ahead, take a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead, you can normalize your breath and just notice the tingles, the energy in your body, any sensations that you feel. And today I want to set the intention for this practice around identity. I think too often we make things complex versus keeping it simple. And we find that we mistaken our identity and characteristics, and we define ourselves by our actions or accomplishments and our successes. But in reality, that's not our identity. Our identity is who we are and how we respond. It's the traits, the qualities, being a kind person, having discernment, following our passion. Are you a passionate person? And I think in life we have these pendulums of severities. And I think our goal is to find the balance between that, finding the silver lining between things. So, for example, a lot of people mistaken anger as something bad, but the opposite of that pendulum is also passion. It's just directed in different ways. So today I want you to just come from a place of curiosity as to what do you identify yourself as, and redefining yourself. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe you rock your head from side to side. Maybe you take a deep stretch. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly roll on over to either side and gently make your way up to a cross-legged seated position. We're going to get started with the spine, with the neck. So on our inhale, we're going to inhale our hands up overhead. Hands are going to interlace behind the back of our neck. We're going to press our head into our hands. Take a breath in. And on our exhale, start to tuck the chin. You're going to round the neck, bringing the elbows towards the shins. So the elbows and the hands aren't doing anything here. It's necessarily just the weight of your hands on the back of your neck. Slowly, you can start to roll your way back up. And exhale. You can place your hands a little bit up on your head and see if that kind of helps with any pressure. If if it helps you guide the weight on the back of your neck. And inhale slowly up. You're going to do 3 more of these. See if you can guide it with your breath. And inhale slowly up. Exhale. And inhale. We're going to take one more, and on the last one, we're just going to leave our head hanging heavy and just gently start to rock from side to side. See if you can invite relaxation into this. So you're not forcing the rocking from side to side. So maybe it's millimeter by millimeter that you're moving, but you should feel the weight of your hands on your head, elongating the back of the neck. And then slowly roll your way back up. You can release the hands down. We're going to do a little bit of neck circles. So go ahead, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. You can hold here for a moment. And if you want to drop your head slowly forward, what I like to say is pretend like you have a ball in between your neck and your chest. This will activate the muscles in a proper way. And just gently rocking it from side to side. What I've come to realize is how you do one thing is how you do a majority of things. So sometimes you might be rushing through things, but are you present? Are you intentional with what you're doing, with your actions, with your behaviors? Can you identify as a person that is intentional, even if you're just aiming to be intentional? What does that look like for you? What does that mean to you to be intentional? You can gently lift your head back up. We're going to interlace our hands behind the back. The palms are going to touch. And we're going to roll the shoulders down and back. And then we're going to bring our hands over to the right side of our hips. It's okay if it doesn't reach. If you want to sit on a pillow or sit on your knees, you can. And then just see if you can drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. So the same side that your hands are wrapped around your hips. See if you can relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. Sometimes to know what our identity is, we also have to understand what our identity is not. Sometimes we need that contrast. So, what is not your identity? Slowly, you can lift your neck back up, release the hands. Well, keep them tied behind the back. We're going to bring them over towards the left side. Notice if your shoulders tend to hike up. See if you can relax them down, finding the balance between effort and ease. And then slowly drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. If you want to rock your head just gently forward and back, maybe you feel the stretch on the front of your neck, maybe the back. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can release the hands from behind. You can bring your hands onto your knees. If you want to do any shoulder circles or any movement that feels inviting to your body. Our hands are going to come behind us. Our feet are going to be planted about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. And we're just gently, with control, I want you to pretend like there's a button on each side of your knee. So on the inside of your right knee and the outside of your left, you're going to just press that button to guide your hips or your knees all the way over towards the left. Now, I say this because it helps activate those muscles properly versus just aimlessly going around. And as you feel that, then you can start to relax those muscles. If you want to put a pillow underneath either knee, you can. If you want to sit on a pillow, you can. And see if you can relax into your breath. Maybe you close your eyes and you go into your body. What does it sense? What does it feel like? Hey, it's got to come out. It's got to come out. I think society has made us believe that it's embarrassing, but
it's just the way I'm sitting.
it's all good. So see if your body wants to invite a little bit of movement with your neck, with your spine. Ask your body, how does it want to feel right now? What would make it feel more expansive? What is your breath telling you? You're going to be here for 2 more breaths. And then slowly you can start to come up onto your hands. And we're going to lean over our left leg, so the leg that's in front, and just start to walk your hands over. And you're just getting a different type of rotation here. So over your front leg, the left leg. Then maybe you guys, so just your front leg. It might have been the opposite way that it's always opposite of me. So if you did it on the right side, then go ahead, just stay there. We'll just flip flop it when you're. Hmm? Not yet. You can if you want. That's a different pose. Notice what's going on in the hips with the back. If you want to invite a little bit of spinal movement as well as here, doing some cat-cows, you can lift the neck up and then exhale to round the back as well. So I like providing options for you guys to know that it doesn't have to be very rigid. And that's even in life as well. Sometimes I notice myself trying to be very rigid and thinking that things have to be one way. But I think we're all pioneers in our own way. And we get to share ourselves by creating it, whatever it's supposed to be, in a unique way. We get to bring our identity to the experience. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Notice what your breath does for you while you're in these poses. It helps anchor in these new neurons, the neuromuscular connection. It creates a trust, a relationship with your body. Slowly, you can start to walk your hands back up. And again, as if you're pressing a button into the knees, maybe you press your hands on your knees and you can guide them up. You can readjust yourself in any which way. Then we're going to do the same thing. So you can go ahead, drop your knees over towards the right, or in your case, the left. Your hands can come behind you. Notice how your body wants to be moved, adjusted. You can spread the legs further apart. You can adjust the knees. If your knees feel a type of way, you can flex your toes. If you need the pillow for support, you can as well. So I got a haircut today, and I had this analogy that I was so resistant to a haircut because I'm scared of how it's going to be. What if the hairdresser doesn't do a good job, or just even letting go parts of me? You know, that my hair was with me for 6 months, a year growing. And it's a reflection that your hair is always going to grow one way or another. So, whatever you're cutting off from your life now, something new is going to come from it. It's inevitable. That's the law of energy. But sometimes it's like we try to cling on to things that no longer serve us, that are dead, that are splitting. And in case sometimes making a little bit more force into our life versus if we were to let it go, it's lighter, it's more fluid, it's softer. Take a deep breath in and exhale. So you can start to walk your hands back up and then slowly lean over the front leg. If you wanted to invite some spinal movements, if your body wants to move in different ways. And maybe you notice that this side is different than the other, and that's okay as well. Typically, tighter areas in our bodies is when it's compensating for weaknesses in the other side. How does that apply to your life? How can you strengthen your weaknesses? Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can press into your hands, make your way back up, and be gentle with bringing the knees back up towards center. You can go ahead, extend your legs out in front of you if you need to shake out the knees or anything. You're going to target the hamstrings and even the lower back as well. So our hands are going to come up overhead. If you want to have a micro bend within the knees, you can. We want to make sure that we're hinging from the hips and not the lower back. So do this, we're pressing through the heart space forward. The biceps are by the ears. And once you start to notice around in the back or you're getting towards your edge, you can place your hands on your calves, your shins, your feet, making sure that the heart is pressing forward. And then you can round the upper body, the back, the neck. And maybe you find that as you let your neck hang heavy, that you feel the stretch going from the base of your neck all the way down to your feet, even your hamstrings, your thighs. See if you can deep breathe into your belly. Notice if you're forcing anything. And then slowly you can relax your hands and roll your way back up. We're going to get onto our hands and knees into a tabletop position. We're going to stretch the upper body a little bit, the neck, the shoulders, by coming into a puppy pose so the hips remain stacked over the knees. And we're going to walk our hands forward until our chin, our chest, or your forehead comes down towards the mat. If you want to put a pillow underneath here, you can as well. You can put it underneath your knees. You can put it underneath your elbows. This bothers the lower back a little bit. Maybe you send your hips slightly backwards, or maybe you tuck your belly button in towards the spine. I like to say it's kind of like you're fitting into a pair of jeans. And even with the intensity of the stretch, can you teach your body to surrender? This is a good heart opener. And as we talk about the heart, our identity flows from the heart. It flows also from our surroundings, what we watch, who we're around, because these are our models. We pick up the behavior from those around us, from that we watch, if we're not consciously aware to discern if this is the identity that I want to embody or not. And if you don't start to become aware of what your surroundings do and how it impacts your body, then it will have control over you versus you having control over your environment. Take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can start to press into your hands, round your back forward, come back into that tabletop position. You can sway from side to side if that feels comfortable. We're going to come into a spinal twist. So we're going to bring our knees over towards the left corner or the left side of the mat. Knees are together. Then we're going to drop our hips over towards the right. So before you come down any further, just allow your hips to settle in. You should feel a good stretch on the obliques on the sides. If your body invites you to take a deep breath in, you can. And as your body starts to settle, you can start to bring your chest down towards the mat. You can bring either ear, and your arms can extend out towards the side. They can extend to being cactus arms so that your elbows are bent. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Pay attention what ear wants to come down. If you want a deeper twist, your left ear will come down. If you want a softer twist, then your right ear comes down. Slowly breathe into the belly. I want you to think of 3 traits that you personally want to identify with. And if you're not sure, maybe go back as your child self. Were you curious? Were you adventurous? Were you playful? Observant? Generous? Pure? And as you pick those 3 traits, how do these traits behave? What do you have to do to embody these traits? Take a deep breath in and exhale out. How do you know that you've identified with these traits? Take another deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can press back into your hands. Being really slow, be gentle. And you can bring your knees back up. We're going to do the same thing. So go ahead, bring your knees over towards the right side of the mat. Drop the hips down towards the left. Take a pause. Feel the stretch on the side of the body. Allow your body to invite you to go in deeper. See if you can meet your body's needs, not your mind's. And then slowly you can start to bring your chest down. Drop in either ear, extending your hands in any position that feels comfortable for you. Notice any sense of tension in your body. Can you invite softness with your breath? Can you guide your breath to this area and encourage it to feel safe? Notice your ability to meet resistance physically and how that resembles mentally, emotionally. And whatever you decided your identity to be, I hope and I pray that you do it with all of your heart. Because what you put out is what you get. And if you give it your all, then you will get everything. Remember, how you do one thing is how you do a lot of things. How can you show up as the best version of yourself? And that doesn't mean you always have to be happy, doesn't mean you always have to be positive. It just means you show up as your true, authentic self. We all have hard days, just like the weather. When it rains, it rains. It shows up 100% authentically as rain. It can't always be sunny, and that's okay. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can press back into your hands. Gently make your way up. Now we're going to come onto our backs. You can bring your knees into your chest if your body wants to make any other movement to find more rest. You can. And then whenever you're ready, you can go ahead, extend your legs out all the way in front of you. Your hands can come by your side. You can gently rest your eyes. We're coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. The most important pose. And even though it's so simple, it's also really complex. See if you can soften your body here. Allow your body to process, to preserve all the space, the learnings, the thoughts, this new identity of yours, or a more enhanced identity of yours. Because you already are. It's just letting go of everything that is not. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Go ahead, start to take a deep breath in from the nose and exhale out. You can slowly start to make some movement back into the body. Maybe you take a deep stretch. And as slowly, as gentle as your body will allow, you can make your way up to a cross-legged seated position. Take a moment to just rest your eyes. Observe the difference, the nuances, the subtle changes from how you entered to how you will be exiting. Mostly in this identity of yours that you get to stand into and become. Your hands can come to prayer pose in front of your heart, taking a moment to honor yourself for showing up, taking the courage, and doing this for you. Taking a deep breath in and letting go anything else that is not of you out. From here on forward, may you stand in your light and cherish it. Malama Pono. Thank you for practicing with me today.
Thank you.